Have you ever noticed? She texts you less but watches your every story. She laughs at your jokes, but only when you're not trying too hard. She disappears, then reappears when you've moved on. Here's the truth most men miss. Women don't chase the loudest man in the room. They quietly long for the one who's mastered this one art, emotional mastery. The kind Stoicism teaches. Wait, emotional mastery? Isn't that just not texting her back? Nope, that's just ghosting with extra steps. In this video, I'm going to show you how mastering this one Stoic principle flips the script completely, turning you into the man women can't stop thinking about, even if she pretends she doesn't care. But be warned, once you understand this, there's no going back. Let's dive into why mastering Stoic emotional control makes you magnetic and how to actually do it. 1. The Stoic secret women feel, but never say. Let's start with something most women will never say out loud. They don't crave the man who always reacts. They crave the one who doesn't flinch, the one who becomes the eye of the storm. When her emotions are swirling, when her words cut deep, when her silence grows heavy, she's not looking for a savior. She's watching for your stability. Ever heard a woman say, "I just feel safe with him"? She's not talking about bank accounts or biceps. She means emotional safety, the kind that only comes from a man who's not ruled by his emotions. This is the first lesson of Stoicism. Don't react, respond. In a world driven by impulse, the man who chooses his response carefully becomes rare and unforgettable. Women test you, sometimes without even realizing it, not to destroy you, but to feel your depth. If you panic under pressure, she'll feel it. But if you stay grounded, she can finally relax. Arguing with a woman during her favorite reality show, that's not bravery, that's self-destruction. So what does she really crave? A man who stays calm not because he's numb, but because he's aware, present, unshakable. But here's the twist. Emotional stillness isn't enough. Without the next quality, even calmness can feel cold. Let's go deeper. 2. The power of presence. The art women yearn. For here's where most men stumble. They think emotional control means being distant. But to a woman, distance without presence feels like abandonment. And here's the paradox. You must be emotionally detached, but fully present. Confused? Don't worry. Most men are. Being present doesn't mean showering her with attention 24/7. It means that when you're with her, not distracted by your phone, not thinking about work, not planning your next witty reply. It's the kind of presence Marcus Aurelius wrote about when he said, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on what's in front of you." When she talks, don't just listen, tune in. When she enters the room, look at her like she's the only thing that matters, even if just for a moment. That moment, if it's real, lingers in her mind. Women are intuitive. They feel when you're half there, and they remember how it felt when you were fully there. If you're texting her back while playing Call of Duty and eating pizza, congrats, you're present in 3 worlds and fully present in none. So what makes the difference? Real attention, real energy. But let me be honest, presence without internal strength is a trap. She may feel you, but you'll drown in her emotions. To truly hold presence, you need the power to alchemize emotional chaos into calm leadership. That's what we'll uncover next. 3. Emotional alchemy. Transforming triggers into power. Imagine this. She's upset. She snaps. Her words sting. And in that split second, you feel the heat rise in your chest. Your ego wants to strike back. Your pride wants to defend. But what if I told you, that's the exact moment she's watching who you really are? This is what Stoicism calls emotional alchemy, the ability to take emotional fire and forge inner strength. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In dating, that couldn't be more true. Women test, not to destroy you, but to feel your depth. Can you stay rooted when emotions are high? Can you remain kind, even when you're triggered? Because when you react impulsively, you give your power away. But when you breathe, pause, and respond with presence, you create contrast. And contrast is magnetic. She'll sense something different, something most men can't offer. A man who doesn't need to win the argument, Because he's already mastered himself. If she yells and you yell back, congratulations, you've just entered the emotional WWE and no one's winning that match. Instead, picture yourself as a blacksmith. Every emotional test is raw metal. You either break under pressure or forge steel. But even if you master this, you're still vulnerable to one silent destroyer, over-explaining. Let's talk about the secret weapon that speaks louder than words, even when you say nothing. 4. The power of silence. Why less emotion speaks more. Here's something you won't hear in most dating advice. Sometimes the most powerful move is to say nothing. That's right, silence is a language, and when mastered, it becomes your sharpest tool. Here's why. When a man rushes to explain himself, justify his actions, or constantly seek validation, he reveals insecurity, even if his words are logical. But the Stoic man? He lets silence do the heavy lifting. He knows that in tension, emotion builds, and while others rush to fill the void, he waits, and she leans in. Because when you say less, women fill in the blanks with their imagination. And guess what? Her imagination is 10 times more powerful than your over-explanation. This isn't about manipulation, it's about magnetism, a kind of quiet strength that says, I don't need to prove anything. I already know who I am. Think of it like poker. The guy who talks the most, usually bluffing. The silent one, you're afraid to bet against him. Women don't want endless talking. They want presence behind your silence. But let's be clear. This isn't the cold shoulder. This is calm, confident space. The kind that lets her reflect, question, and eventually chase. But silence only works if your inner world is built on an unshakable foundation. And that foundation, it's the one invisible force women can't resist. Let's go there next. 5. The Stoic Frame, the invisible force. Women can't resist all of this. Presence, control, silence. It leads to one thing, frame. Your frame is the invisible lens through which you interpret the world. And when your frame is unshakable, you become the gravity she orbits. Let her be emotional. Let life be chaotic. But your inner world? Non-negotiable. Women are pulled to men with a mission because it signals purpose, and purpose is the ultimate masculine energy. Ever notice how she respects the man who's too busy chasing his vision? It's not that she wants to be second. She wants to know, can you lead both your life and her emotions? Let's be honest. If your life mission is just getting her back, you need a better mission. So now you have the blueprint. But how do you turn these concepts into actual power? How do you become that stoic man? Here's the real secret. It's not about pretending to be stoic. It's about practicing it daily, in your relationships, your emotions, your thoughts. Women don't fall for the man who quotes Marcus Aurelius. They fall for the man who lives it. So ask yourself, will you keep reacting like every other man? Or will you master the art she silently craves? Because once you do, she may never say it out loud, but she'll feel it in every moment of silence, every glance, every choice you make. Now here's what to do next. If you found value in this, hit that like button. You're telling YouTube this content matters. Subscribe for more stoic dating wisdom and psychological insights that will change how you see relationships forever. And drop a comment. What's one stoic habit you'll start today? Until next time, stay calm, stay grounded, and remember, the man who masters himself never has to chase.